Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Locks of the Day podcast. This is episode number 33. I'm here once again with Zach and Andrew. We are up over 40 units this week on our premium locks, okay? And we're here to give you all today for free. All premium picks for free, guys. What are you waiting for? What are you missing out on? Make sure you get them in, okay? We got NHL. We got soccer that's been smacking up 17 units this week alone. We got tennis, we got NBA, we got college ball. We cover it all, locks of the day. It's just what we do. So we're going to kick it off right into the NHL. So, Andy, give him a little three-star kid.
Yes, sir. Three-star for the NHL tonight will be Hurricanes. Three-way money line at a minus 160 versus the Boston Bruins. Bruins, awful. Their defense is banged up with McAvoy, most likely out for the season. Hampus Lindholm also out for the remainder of the season. Martian's also out. Frederick got traded. Boston's a shit show right now. Like they are just horrible. Swayman can't play right. Like he's terrible this year, wanting all this money, staying out of whatever it is, training camp for a contract and just can't even toss up a .9 this year. It's like not a good look. But Carolina, on the other hand, they're looking to make another deep cup run. They got the depth and defense they added this year with Rantanen, who's been a dog, and Hall for that vet pet presence. Carolina also might have the best goalie tandem in the NHL with Kochekov and Freddie Anderson getting healthy now. He was hurt beginning of the season, but since being back, him and Kochekov have been splitting every other game. So tonight, Kochekov should get the nod because Anderson played last game, but Chekhov's been solid this year with a 22 at 11 and 3 record with a 2.49 goals against and a 9.03 save percentage. And Bruins, they're also a bottom team when it comes to scoring, currently fifth worst in the league, averaging 2.7 goals a game. And Bruins also have like one of the lowest shot totals in the league too. They just can't shoot. Like they just can't find any offense at all. They can't put pucks on net, nothing. And when they played last time against the Hurricanes, this is a three-game series. This is only the second game, but the first game they played, Carolina whooped them 8-2. Bruins only put up 15 shots on net. Like that's horrible. Bruins might get beat by 10 tonight. Like they're that bad. Like they lost 8-2 in the first game. They might lose 10 to fucking 0 this game. Like they're just horrible. They're gonna have no offense, I think. Like this is a bad spot for for Boston right now. But let's take advantage of that. Hammer the fucking Hurricanes three-way money line at minus 160. Lock it in a quick three-star, and Zach will hit you with a two.
Yeah, so this one we don't really have too much to say. It's one of our season splitters, but it's going to be Winnipeg's money line at a minus 150 against the Flyers tonight. Uh, Really, these teams played a couple days ago, and the Flyers somehow stole one in a shootout. They won 2-1, and I mean, you get the best team in the NHL in Winnipeg here at a minus 150. You're going up against the Flyers, who have a goals against average of a 3.31. I mean, Connor Hellebuck in net, I think, is pretty much all you really need to see. The guy's been fantastic all year, and I mean, he's been carrying this team. And surprising to say that Winnipeg's actually lost three in a row. And I mean, I think that this is the game where they bounce back tonight. I don't see them losing back-to-back games to a Flyers team that's at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. And you're getting great value for a team that's very high up. And I think this line could go up. So this is going to be one where if you can get it now, this is the time to do it. So Winnipeg at a minus 150 is going to be our two-star.
Love it. Lock it in. There's your NHL plays. And now we'll toss it into a little new add-on to the podcast with some soccer here. And Zach, swing it right back to you for the good old soccer locks that are hot.
Yeah, so we mentioned it last week, so we're getting right into it, which I think this is going to be a good one. But yeah, I mean, you guys have hopefully been liking soccer this week. We're up a bunch of units, I think 17.4 we said. So, our soccer picks are usually out once a day. We have two slates on the weekend. If some of the picks aren't right, please feel free to let us know. Usually we go through ESPN Bet. It's a little bit funky on ESPN Bet. It's tough to read it sometimes because they want to put game lines out 3 weeks in advance. Sometimes we think it's on that day or it's a couple days later and we mess it up. So it's okay. But we're just going to get right into that for you guys. So the first one is going to be our three-star. It's going to be Bodo Glimt, if I said that right, and Olympiacos over 2.5 goals at a minus 130. That's going to be our three-star. So Bodo Glimt is a team out of Norway, playing Olympiacos team out of Greece in the Europa League today. Uh, love the over in this. Bodo Glimt has gone over in their home games in 10 of their last 11 home games, and in championship or other European competition, they have gone over in 6 straight home games as well. Reason why I like this one so much is because you have a team like Bodo Glimt, who's a smaller club playing in or from a smaller country, playing another small country team in Greece. And what I've noticed a big trend is that because they keep going over at home is because they know that when they go on the road, it's the toughest thing you can do is try to win an away phase in soccer. So these guys are putting up games like 2-1, 3-2 at home, and Bodo Glimt could score. They had almost 20 goals in the Europa League group phase, and they let up almost 15. Olympiacos doesn't let up too many goals, but they score. They scored 10 goals. They only gave up 3. But last thing you want to do is be behind going into Greece, having to play at Olympiacos, and you are in enemy territory. One of the scariest things you can do is play an away game in Greece. Those fans are nuts. It's like playing in Russia. You don't want to go there trailing. So I absolutely love this one. Our 3-star, we'll say one more time. If I'm saying it right, Bodo Glimt and Olympiacos over 2.5 goals, -130. And then we'll go right into the 2-star. 2-star, we're going to keep it in the Europa League. It's going to be, correct me in the comments, but it's going to be Ajax money line at a +130 for the 2-star. They're playing at home in the Netherlands against Eintracht Frankfurt in the German league. This one pretty much, I do like Ajax here. They've been playing a solid schedule in the Dutch league. Frankfurt, they've been kind of struggling. They've been playing some of the top teams in the German league, and they've been letting up 3 goals, 4 goals, 2 to 3 goals. They're beating up more so on the little teams. And one stat that I saw is that Frankfurt, when they've played teams that have scored 30 plus goals this season, they're giving up on average 3 goals. And Ajax has scored almost 60 in the Dutch league. So I think this game could be like a 2-1, 3-2 game, and I think it's going to be similar to the game that I just said. Ajax is going to be at home. They're going to want to try to take a league B before they go into Germany and have to play in Frankfurt. So I expect Ajax to come out and get that win today, probably somewhere in between 2-1, maybe 3-2. You're going to see another high-scoring game there. So that's going to be our 2-star Ajax money line at a +130.
Beautiful. So there's your hockey and soccer locks, and now we'll swing it right into tennis for the ladies and gents. Both of these tennis players will be ATP Indian Wells, the big tournament going on right now, both men's. The 3-star is scheduled to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time, obviously today, March 6th, as we are. The 3-star will be Quentin Haley's money line, +125 versus Pablo Carreño Busta. This match will be on hard court. Haley's is number 59 in the world, and Busta is number 112 in the world. Carreño Busta is on a 12-match win streak right now, but I really don't give a shit because it really doesn't mean that much. I mean, if Haley's played that same competition, he'd be on the 12-match win streak too. It's just not impressive. I mean, he should have won all those matches with the level of opponents he played against. Like I said, not impressed. Haley's, on the other hand, is 7-2 in his last 9 matches. Only matches he lost were to Felix Auger, who is a good player. So he kind of should be losing those matches. So 7-2, playing very tough opponents. I mean, he beat Rublev, Wawrinka, Agut. That's much more impressive than beating 12 guys who are kind of middle tier, low tier type players when Rublev's one of the top guys in the world. But both guys haven't been serving the best, but I'm definitely riding with Haley's on this one, especially at a plus, no doubt, amazing value. So lock in a 3-star Quentin Haley's money line, +125. And then for our 2-star, like I said, still ATP Indian Wells, scheduled to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We have a 2-star Giulio Zeppieri money line, also +125 versus Adam Walton, the Australian. This is also being played on hard court, of course, since it's the same tournament. Zeppieri is ranked number 394 in the world, and Walton is number 96 in the world. Don't take the rankings too seriously. I mean, 394, that's just because he probably wasn't playing that much a few months ago. The way rankings work in tennis is kind of weird, but don't look at 394 as in he sucks, because he doesn't. Both these players are halfway solid players, most likely would never beat any top players, but can definitely beat all the scrubs. Walton's been playing pretty good, beating pretty good guys like Manarino, Kovacevic, some guys in the middle of the pack. And Zeppieri, somewhat same thing, except he's been a little more locked in on his serve, and I trust him much more than Walton. Like, been watching these guys for a couple years just throughout tennis, and I definitely trust Zeppieri more than Walton, especially here. So I think Zeppieri is going to outmatch Walton and get us the dub with another underdog lock. So lock in the 2-star Giulio Zeppieri money line plus 125. And then we'll swing it right into NBA. And I know Andy has a 3-star, so lock him in, kid.
Yes, sir. 3-star for NBA tonight will be Pacers and Hawks over 247.5 at a minus 115. Pretty simple here. Highest total line of the night in the NBA. Last time Pacers and Hawks played, total was 242. That hit by 17. Uh, Hawks last 4 games have given up on average 130 points. So exactly what we need here. Hawks also top 6 in the league when it comes to scoring, but also bottom 3 when it comes to giving up points. And Pacers are kind of in the same boat, top 9 when it comes to scoring like per game, but bottom 10 defensively, allowing 115 points a game. So there's a reason why it's the highest total of the night. So lock that in. It's pretty simple. Hawks, Pacers over 247.5 minus 115. Zach will hit you with a 2.
Yeah, so the 2-star is going to be Warriors minus 9.5 at a minus 120. They're taking on Brooklyn tonight. This is one of their series splitters. You wouldn't believe it, but the Nets actually beat these guys about 2 months ago. But these two teams are going in way, way different directions. Ever since the Warriors got Jimmy Butler, whether he's been scoring or not, he's been having some big games, but it's his defensive awareness and his defensive skill that are really pushing these guys over the top. It's the one thing that they needed. And you can tell they're starting to play good basketball. The Western Conference is absolutely loaded, and it's tough to get anywhere in there. I mean, the Mavericks are sitting at, I believe, 33 wins, and they got the 10 seed in the West. So the Warriors are sitting here 34 and 28. They're trying to make a run. Brooklyn is, I would say, pretty much starting to tank. They've had guys out. They're going to have Noah Clowney out again, who's been pretty good for them, who's been putting up 10 plus points a game. And, they're going to have a couple guys out. But I think just because this one is a series splitter and these two teams are on such separate levels, I think this line is set pretty much where it should be at 9.5. And yeah, I mean, I think this one's also pretty self-explanatory. I think just the Warriors' defensive rating is just going to pretty much just kill the Nets in this one because the Warriors have been a top team in the NBA when it comes to defense rating since acquiring Jimmy Butler. But yeah, that's only been, 7-8 games, but they're still the number 3 team in the NBA. And they're the second place team in the Western Conference for defensive rating since then. So, the West usually tends to, when those teams come play the Eastern Conference teams, they tend to have an easier time. And I would say with a team in the West playing a bottom Eastern Conference team, I expect the Warriors to at least win this game by 10. So I would say Warriors minus 9.5, minus 120, and that's going to be our 2-star.
Beautiful. So there's the NBA locks. Obviously, keep it with basketball, swinging into college ball. And Andy, you got a 3 for there as well.
Yes, sir. 3-star for college basketball will be North Texas minus 14.5 and a minus 110. North Texas, very solid team, currently second in the American Athletic Conference behind Memphis. Can't say the same about their opponent, Charlotte. They've dead last in conference at 3 and 13. They're horrible. They've struggled all year long. I expect North Texas to shut them down, probably hold them under 55 points. That's what North Texas is pretty much known for is their defense. Second best in the nation, only allowing 59 points a game, which is very solid. North Texas also senior heavy team with 4 out of 5 starters being seniors. Tonight will be senior night for North Texas, so I expect that arena to be packed. Show some good support for that team because they've been dominant all year long and deserve a good little run in the American Conference championship, like they're a little playoff thing to get into the big dance. Hopefully they could do that because they really do deserve it. I think they're like 22 and 6 right now, which is just insane. But I expect the vets, all their seniors to pop off tonight and cover that 14.5 with ease. So lock in North Texas at minus 14.5, minus 110. Zach, what do you got for a 2?
Yeah, so for the 2-star, we have Merrimack money line at a minus 110. Them boys out of North Andover, Massachusetts, gonna go out there, try to get the win tonight. They're playing
Boy.
Marist at Marist, and it is senior night at Marist. And want to know what? I give two shits if it's senior night at Marist, because these guys already lost to Marist by one at home. So what do we have? What does that mean? Another series splitter. This Merrimack team surprisingly has actually been like very good since they came to D1. They got up, they were in the NEC, a smaller one. They already won the NEC, but they couldn't compete in the NCAA tournament just because they had to face NCAA's relegations of not being able to play in the tournament the first like 3 or 4 years. And then a little team called Fairleigh Dickinson took their spot instead. And everyone knows what happened with them. So then they moved into the MAAC, which is the conference that they're in now, and they're already at the top of that conference too. So that program's doing very well for themselves. But in this one, like I said, they already lost. They lost on a buzzer beater in the first game to Marist. If they had won that game, maybe my conversation is a little bit different. But I mean, the stats between these two are pretty much the exact same. I will say Merrimack does have a little bit of a lower field goal percentage and rebound rate, but they average more blocks, they average more steals, they force more turnovers, they have the higher defensive rating, and that's what I'm looking at when it's going to come down to who wins these games, especially when you have a Marist team that, yes, they have been playing pretty well, but they do average right around 12 to 13 turnovers, especially in conference play. Overall, they're not too bad, but in conference play, right around 12 to 13 turnovers. So I think that's where they're going to struggle tonight. And this is really where I think Merrimack's going to make up for it, because this game also, if I'm not wrong, it could basically be for the top of the conference, because Quinnipiac's 14-4. These two teams are 13-5 and 13-6 in conference. So right now you have the 2 versus the 3. So this game is very important to both those teams. So I could easily see Merrimack come out tonight and get the win after they just beat Quinnipiac on Sunday. So they need it. This is also their last conference game itself. So, but yeah, Merrimack money line -110. That's what we're rolling with.
Love it. That's the last pick of the day for March 6th. And I mean, that pretty much clears up NHL, soccer, tennis, NBA, college ball, you name it, we got it. I mean, you got people out here who just post NBA picks and then they're really not doing too hot. Or they might be doing decent, but like we'll still compete with you all day on NBA. But mind you, we'll
Yeah.
also toss out a UFC slate and sweep, and then toss out a soccer slate and sweep, toss out a tennis slate and sweep.
Yeah.
We're kind of just doing it all around here. It's
Mhm.
locks of the day. We're going to pick stuff from the sports that you've probably never watched before, and we're going to just give you winners. It's just what we do. But you fellas got anything left for them?
I'm good.
That's it.
That would
That's
be it.
locks. That is it. That's locks of the day, and that will wrap up podcast number 33. And we will see you here next Thursday. Peace.